The EU is introducing a new piece of legislation called EU GDPR, that's General Data Protection Regulation. It has huge implications for the entire industry, right throughout the supply chain. It comes into force in early 2018. It's perhaps the biggest single piece of legislation that's ever been released governing the data protection of personal and identifiable information. It's probably the most far-reaching piece of legislation that's ever been released.
And as it's an EU regulation, is it likely to be overturned when we have Brexit?
Not at all. In fact, it's most likely that, for example, in the UK, when it eventually leaves the EU, will adopt it almost word for word. And in fact, if you look at the US, it's probably likely that something very, very similar will be adopted by the Federal Trade Commission in the US as well. It means that all personal identifiable information, and by that I mean a name and a corresponding email address or driver's license or social security number, or perhaps even any sort of identifiable information which is personal to the individual, that is sacrosanct. That needs to be protected. And if it is stolen, then the organization that is responsible for the breach or holding that data will be subject to very, very substantial fines. In fact, it'll be in the order of about 4% of group turnover per breach.
And so that organisation could be a hotel or an airline or something like that?
Yes, it is. They're probably most likely going to be the hotel industry. In fact, a large bank acquirer, recently said to me that it was in a tsunami that was about to hit the hospitality industry and they weren't aware of it. It's very, very far-reaching and it's very serious because it essentially affects all European citizens, no matter where they are located in the world.
And Interfax has a solution for this?
That's right. We operate two brands. One is called PCI Booking, which is essentially concerned with the security of personal data and credit card information, most notably credit card information within the supply chain. For example, online travel agents, channel managers, travel management companies, internet booking engines and CRS systems. Under using the brand name ShieldQ, we have a separate solution which is used and designed for applications within hotels for the protection of data.
And if this law is introduced, as you say, in 2018, what sort of run-up time should people have to prepare for?
Good question. I actually think they should be preparing now. Typically, any form of IT project of this nature has very far-reaching applications and implications for an organization. So there are many silos of data within an organization. All need to be protected. Thought needs to be given how that information is going to be stored, and in fact, organizations should be looking very closely at looking at all the legacy systems that currently sits and resides on their servers, which they probably don't even know about at the moment.
So you're the person to come to talk to about this?
Yes, we are. We've got a good range of, I think, very, very flexible, easy to adopt applications which can be deployed very quickly, very easily, and contrary to popular belief, they can be done very inexpensively.